Have you ever wondered what lies behind the walls of the most terrifying women's prisons on the planet? Get ready. The truths you are about to uncover could shatter all your beliefs about female incarceration. Women's prisons are often shrouded in silence, yet they hide stories that reveal the darkest side of the human condition. Are you ready to discover the most sinister and ruthless aspects of life within these facilities? Can you imagine living in cramped, overcrowded spaces, enduring food shortages, abuse, and the constant threat of violence? In this video, we explore 10 shocking chapters about the strangest and cruelest women's prisons, showing how imprisonment can destroy not only freedom but also dignity and hope. We delve into penal systems that too often fail to respect the fundamental rights of female inmates, erecting barriers against social reintegration and subjecting them to living conditions that verge on the unimaginable. Prepare to enter a disturbing yet real world that is rarely discussed and deserves our full attention. Chapter 1. Why women's prisons deserve our attention. Women's prisons are frequently neglected by the media, yet they form a complex microcosm where violence, precariousness, and degradation accumulate. While men's prisons often take center stage, women's prisons hide daily abuses and inhuman living conditions. Without proper awareness and support, female inmates remain victims of penal systems that offer no genuine opportunities for redemption, perpetuating a vicious cycle of marginalization and poverty. Chapter 2. Pozo Rubio, Spain. Despair in the Iberian countryside. Located in a rural area, Pozo Rubio prison is notorious for its isolated position and particularly harsh conditions. Cramped cells, insufficient heating, and inadequate medical care turn life into a nightmare. Inmates, deprived of essential services, live with a constant sense of abandonment. Despite Spain boasting some state-of-the-art rehabilitation facilities, Pozo Rubio stands as a dramatic exception, far from any standard of human rights protection. Chapter 3. Sabaneta, Venezuela. The hell of overcrowding in Venezuela. Sabaneta prison is known worldwide for its extreme violence and severe overcrowding. Cells designed for a few inmates are filled to 3 times their capacity, creating a constant climate of terror where the law of the strongest prevails. For women, the risks are even greater due to mixed facilities and a lack of hygiene products, in an environment where the state seems to have lost control. Chapter 4. Fleury-Mérogis, France. Europe's largest prison on the outskirts of Paris lies Fleury-Mérogis, the largest penal complex in Europe. Although it houses both men and women, the female section is overcrowded and forced to contend with a severe shortage of adequate sanitary services. Shared cells and intermittent access to clean drinking water create constant tension, further exacerbated by limited medical care and difficulties maintaining contact with the outside world. What do you think about this reality? Let us know in the comments. If you want to continue the journey with Travel Curiosities to uncover more shocking truths, subscribe to our channel, leave a like, and hit the notification bell. We can't wait to hear your thoughts. Chapter 5. INSEIN, Myanmar. Between colonial legacy and brutality. Built during the colonial era, Insane Prison in Yangon was originally intended to house just a few hundred inmates. Today, however, overcrowding and systematic violence are the order of the day. Inmates find themselves confined in cramped spaces, with a shortage of food and almost non-existent healthcare. Here, the shadow of an outdated punitive system merges with the harsh reality of the present, leaving little room for rehabilitation. Chapter 6. Lurigancho, Peru. The brutal South American legacy. Originally designed as a men's prison, Lurigancho now includes a female section where conditions remain dismal. Overcrowded cells, poor ventilation, and insufficient lighting. Lurigancho's reputation as one of the worst penal institutions in the world is tragically confirmed by limited opportunities for recovery and the ever-present threat of violence. For a woman here, survival is a daily battle. Chapter 7. La Mesa, Mexico. Chaos and corruption in Tijuana. La Mesa prison is synonymous with disorder and bribery. Abuses of power by corrupt guards make it impossible to achieve even a modicum of justice. For women, the situation is worsened by a lack of clean water, sufficient food, and proper medical care. Maintaining health becomes a daily struggle, while the fear of further abuse fuels a climate of constant tension. Chapter 8. Women's prisons in Indonesia. Life behind bars in Indonesia. The Lembaga Pemasyarakatan Wanita in Tangerang, located in Banten, is one of the best-known institutions. Despite government efforts, issues of overcrowding remain alarming. Inmates suffer from a social stigma that makes it difficult to obtain support and assistance both within and outside the prison walls. Rehabilitation and reintegration thus become challenging goals to achieve. Chapter 9. Social and psychological consequences. Life behind bars is not limited to physical deprivations. The psychological impact on inmates is devastating. Anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorders are common. The lack of support programs and mental health assistance only worsens the situation, creating a vicious cycle that leads to high recidivism rates. Upon release, many of these women find themselves isolated, lacking a support network and the necessary skills for reintegration into society. Chapter 10. Hopes and Reforms. The road to change. Despite this dramatic scenario, NGOs and international organizations are actively engaged in penal reform projects. From job training initiatives to basic education courses and psychological support programs, these small steps could change the destiny of many women. Only by shedding light on these realities can the global community pressure governments to ensure that punishment does not equate to torture. In conclusion, the women's prisons we have explored reveal just how fragile the line between justice and abuse can be. The incarcerated women carry a burden often far greater than their crimes, a social stigma that is hard to erase, and the absence of recovery paths tailored to specific needs, such as childcare or workforce reintegration. Understanding the dynamics behind these walls is crucial for promoting genuine reform, one driven not only by the need to punish but by the desire to restore dignity and offer real opportunities. Every testimony, every voice that speaks the truth, becomes an important piece in building a future where imprisonment does not mean annihilation, but the possibility to live again as free and respected individuals. If this video has struck you and you want to continue exploring these disturbing and fascinating realities, subscribe to our channel, leave a like, and hit the bell so you don't miss our upcoming content. Every gesture of support helps us shed light on truths that too often remain hidden. Which of these prisons do you think embodies the highest level of brutality and suffering for the inmates? Write your answer in the comments now. We can't wait to hear your opinion.